to ride Earth to battle, apparently. That is Earth, right? That's the name of the manatee? Earth,
yes.
right?
Earth,
All right, great.
manatee.
Glad I got that right. SK versus KT Bullets, game number 1. Here we go.
And KT Bullets going for a very defensive formation. Piglet gonna walk into an Earth bush.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, he celebrates Earth Day every year. It's very important. Cares about the economy.
Sir. Well played, sir. The economy, huh? Is that what Earth Day is about?
Ecology, economy, I don't know. I think a healthier planet will produce a healthier economy. There we go. See, I saved that.
미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
Well, SKT coming into the opposing jungle, just getting down those forward wards.
Man, this is interesting because we've seen more aggressive level 1s from KT Bullets against Frost and Blaze, but a pretty passive start here. This time around, playing it safe, not getting those deep wards in, and they will be sending that Shen up to the top lane, it looks like. Now, we have seen Shen have a lot of problems over the last few weeks against Cinch players. Really difficult to deal with that dirty farming early on in the game.
Yeah.
Because Shen simply doesn't have very good wave clear. So it's easy to abuse that champion and either force jungle pressure to deal with him, or you just have to face tank minion waves and try and CS as best as you can.
Is Vi like slicking her hair back with those giant robot hands? I'd be kind of worried to do that, like knock my own head off or something.
Yeah. She likes to live dangerously, though.
I guess so.
All right, well, Vayne in the mid lane right now. And look at that. They were waiting to see where Fizz would be, and then immediately they had Piglet and Mondu in between lanes, helping with that leash, and then coming up so they could deal with Ryu. Their immediate rotation. You see Score and Mafa doing much the same thing right there, and they really need this 2v2 situation.
Well, that's kind of the risk with Fizz, right? Is, I mean, you need him to have that really, really good early game to get that power spike at the right time. They're going to switch him right back down.
Well, they learned their
Fizz hunt.
Yeah, they learned their lesson. Frost decided it would be okay.
Now they're going down. Okay.
Yeah, Frost decided it was going to be okay to just leave Ryu in a 1v1 situation, and then Ryu got 12 kills that game. So, not a good plan if you're SK Telecom. That's why we see both teams accepting the loss of experience, accepting the loss of gold in order to get this preferential lane matchup. Now, it's hurt KT a little bit worse. You can see SK Telecom's duo lane, the 100-acre lane, already hitting level 2 first.
Yeah. And a lot of aggressive trading going on in this bot lane. Mondu very low, but getting Score low as well. Ooh, that was a damaging phosphorus bomb, though he needs to be a little bit careful. I'd have to imagine that Mondu probably went for the masteries that are popular right now for aggressive supports in Korea, especially as Zyra going deep into that defensive tree for that extra ability to just kind of sit there and trade.
Yeah, the popular masteries right now are, I believe it's 22 points in defense.
Yeah.
And you only spec 4 over into that utility tree. So.
Yeah, and then 1 in exhaust in the attack one too,
So it's a bit of an interesting change, but because the reason why they
he got the root. Score very, very low. Condemns him away, gets the barrier out.
And
Piglet.
This is quite surprising considering how dominant Score and Mafa have been in lane, but
no kidding.
You can see how much hitting level 2 match.
She's
but
going
Maggie's
down.
right there.
Comes in, nice dodge with the QE combo.
Wow.
Really smart.
Look at that reaction after the flag came down. Immediately changing the direction on that Vault Breaker. Man,
this is going to be a great series. It was a great series a week ago today, and it'll be a great series today, too.
Well, last week there was about $80,000 on the line.
Yeah.
This week there's a chance at $1 million.
There could be more money. Yeah. Financially, this could be a much bigger match for both of these teams as, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, the team that wins this is going to be really a favorite to go quite deep in the World Championships, and that's a chance at a lot of money and a lot of fame.
Well, Mafa here, you can see he's already out of mana. Impact coming back quickly up into that top lane, getting those 2 Doran's rings for just increased harassment and its ability to take down the minion waves faster. So to explain about these Zyra masteries a little bit more.
Right.
the defensive masteries are important because Zyra can auto-attack very effectively because she has a 625 auto-attack range. So if you can sit there and trade auto-attacks continuously with the opposing support and AD carry, and you have those defensive masteries to absorb some of those perhaps minion hits, perhaps abilities that the other team might throw at you, you can really wear them down over time and come out on top.
Oh, Insect gets flipped away. He's going to try to run. Can he make it out? This could be first blood. Taunting away. Will they catch him? Oh, nice flash. He misses. The QE combo dodges it, but there's the flip. Insect in big trouble. He goes down. And first blood goes to Bengi and SK Telecom.
Got the flash out too, and that extra AP that he got from the Doran's rings on that first back early, deciding to go ahead and use his teleport to get back to the lane quite early on in this one, really paying off right there.
Well, we talked about SKT making plays, and they're already doing just that. I mean, and not just in terms of kills. The CS lead already, 11 CS up for Piglet in that 2v2 with Mondu in the bot lane. And here comes Vi once again. Faker gonna dodge, does get caught a little bit.
Take some of the damage over time right now. Kakao just trying to help whittle down this big minion wave that Faker's managed to re-score. Mamba heading back, and there we go. Flash coming in from Faker. Ryu has to dodge.
Thought he could maybe get that kill. Ryu, though, has to go back either way, and Faker should be able to stay in lane if he wants to. Bengi is there as well. And the lead in mid lane for Faker is just going to continue to grow at this point.
And Ryu is already quite down in CS, and KT Bullets, they found themselves losing this bot lane because of the fact that the harassment when Piglet and Mondu hit level 2, it just turned into a really nice lead in lane for them. And if they hadn't rotated so aggressively, we may not have seen this Doa, but the KT Bullets said, no, we really need this Fizz in a 1v1, but it's not really working out there either. Faker doing a great job keeping Ryu off the waves. He's behind in CS as well. So SK Telecom playing this laning phase much better.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like this instance for Fizz being played by Ryu this game is one of the reasons why we didn't see Fizz for a long, long time in Korea, and that he does tend to be a bit of a risky champion to pick up.
But here's an attempt at a blue steal coming in. Ryu and Kakao setting a trap for Faker.
Faker coming down. He's going to walk right in the middle of them. There's the ultimate from Vi coming in. Nice explosive cask. He escapes.
But they will take the blue buff off of this because Piglet and Mondu have moved up to that top lane. They will get the blue steal.
And they're going to go for possibly a dragon off of this as well.
I think this is a great decision from the KT Bullets. They saw the AD, and this is one of the things that you can't let the Bullets do, is if they have any chance to take a dragon or a Baron, you better believe they're going to do it.
Oh yeah, this is just what KT is so good at, is they're willing to make these little trades here and there, and if they get objectives out of it, they're happy. They're so good at getting gold leads over time with objectives.
Yeah, and Insect going to have a bit of a rough time in this 1v2 now, and they're confident that Singed is powerful enough now that he's got that health crystal to absorb the damage coming out of Score and Mamba. And since they're a little bit behind, it makes sense. Kakao picks up the red and heads back to base. Insect trouble a little bit with this turret, and that's going to draw Ryu up to that lane.
Yeah, that's right, and actually Insect coming in. There we go, Chum the Waters onto Mondu. Doesn't hit him though. Mondu backing off. He's getting very low though. They'll get that kill. Ryu up against the wall though. Piglet trying to chase the Zyra. Post that passive helps him out. There's the ultimate. Stand United. Will it be enough to save Ryu? Piglet diving deep. He has to back off. Bengi coming up as well. They couldn't quite finish off Ryu, so in the end, a clean kill. They get the Stand United out, but nice play by KT.
And you can see here too, Insect didn't anticipate that this late switch would have an impact. Gets hit by Crescendo.
Yeah, goodbye Impact. And here comes Faker though. He's going to try to get some damage on Mafa.
He dodged the body slam.
I can't believe it. What a juke. And Mafa still goes down, but the plays, man. The plays from both of these guys.
Okay, but Insect right back into this one. Now, he didn't anticipate the lane swap either. You can see right now, he went back and picked up a Negatron cloak.
Yeah.
So that's not helping him a whole lot against all this damage coming out of Vayne.
Not the best against Vayne, no.
No, and he loses the tower as well. If he had picked up some health, he may have been able to hold just a little bit more up there.
Yeah. You know, KT, that dragon really keeping things from being a little bit more of a disturbing gold deficit at this point. As is, it's pretty even.
Well, yeah, you can see Faker's total domination of Ryu here as well. Yeah. 76 to 39 CS, a pretty substantial lead. And Ryu's not getting any breaks either, but Kakao may change that.
Kakao coming in, he's got the ultimate up. There we go. Just completely taking apart Faker. He's trying to escape. Oh, Ryu manages to dodge the ultimate. Faker's not getting away from this one. Or is he? Oh, no, he's not. Barely at the end. Kakao comes in, but now the knockup from the Vi ultimate. Ryu taken out. Teleport coming down. No, not anymore. Kakao in a bit of trouble here. Impact stopped from teleporting up in that top lane.
Yeah.
Insect trying to run away now, though. Can he make it?
Insect may really pay for this one. He's trying to get
out.
Yeah, and look at that. They
it.
saved the flip so he couldn't get out for that
Oh,
where he gets
flash
caught. And look at that. He will be chased over, though. Bengi coming in over the top. And Insect, you're not living through this one. He just gives up and dies.
I guess so. He's like, well, I'll just die by the side so I don't clutter up the middle of the river. So very considerate of Insect. Thank you. Baron doesn't like when bodies clutter up the Baron pit, so.
Well, would you like it if you had to just look out at dead bodies all day, though?
No, well, sometimes they like fall into the hole that you're coming out of too.
Oh,
and
man.
They're just impossible to get out of there.
What
at
a
that point.
mess.
Yeah, I mean, you can't vacuum it because it's all water. So, just a pain. Just a pain, Monte Cristo.
Well, so far we do have that pretty solid lead so far for SK Telecom, but, you know, one objective will turn that around pretty quick here for the KT Bullets if they can manage to get one. But the plays being made all across the map there in favor of SK.
Yep.
And that was a bit of a questionable call, I think, an all-in. They over-pursued that. Kakao should have let him go and backed off. Instead, he decided to chase him with his ultimate, pick up the kill on Faker. But with the teleport there, they didn't really have a lot of respect for the fact that Singed could come in.
Yep.
And Mondu and Piglet were just right there waiting to clean up afterwards.
Exactly. Well, now we've got a bit of a 2v2 in the bot lane once again. CS fairly even. Ryu gets pushed back with that explosive cast.
And if you guys are wondering about Score, he's been building Trinity Force into Last Whisper to do a lot of burst damage here, and it's been a very effective build on both Corki and Ezreal. And typically, he then starts picking up some more damage after that in Infinity Edge. Normally, what he likes to buy. So it's a little bit of a new style now that these Trinity Force carries are back in vogue.
Yep.
And Faker.
Oh, Faker, yeah, coming in. Oh, but there's the ultimate. Kakao trying to come in. Faker flashing away. Can he make it? There's the ultimate from Kakao. I don't know. Faker gets the kill onto Ryu. They're going to trade 1-1, but hey, Faker made something out of it. Not bad at all.
But Ryu is not the one getting these kills, Noah. He desperately needs that gold to finish his Lich Bane so he can actually be more of a presence in this game.
He's been held back quite a bit.
Yeah, Kakao keeps getting him. Yes, that's going to help because Kakao will probably be able to get a faster Aegis, which against the champions like Singed and Gragas with their AoE magic damage is very important, but they need Ryu to carry here.
Well, flipping lessons for the ninja from Impact. Insect needs to back off again. Ninjas only want to flip when they are in control of the flipping, you know? That's a ninja preference, I've been told.
Did you learn that at ninja school?
I did. I was training with Raj Al Ghul for a little while, you know, I mean, League of whatever and all that. then that Bruce Wayne guy came and messed everything up. Thanks a lot, Batman. And that's why I'm not a ninja today, so there you go. Now I cast League of Legends.
There's Impact trying to harass the blue buff here.
Yep. And looks like Ryu and Kakao should be able to take this one. Yeah, they get it. No problem. And that does allow Bengi and Faker, though, to put some pressure onto this mid lane turret, but it looks like we may have Ryu and Kakao coming in. Do they want to fight this? Not quite. Just gonna save that turret.
There's a lot of burden on Kakao right now, Noah, and because of the deaths that have happened in lane 2, he's actually picked up a substantial amount of lane farm this game, and experience. You'll notice he's 2 levels up on Bengi right now, simply because of all of the empty lane farm and kills that he's managed to acquire so far. And there's a lot of burden on him to make this gold lead that he has useful as fast as possible. SK Telecom going for that dragon, though, right as it spawns. Now, Stand United is up. Insect is sitting there by himself, but...
Oh, here's the dragon. Kakao thinking about coming in with the Q. He's going to try to steal it. Can he do it? Meanwhile, Mappa locked up in the back lines. Dragon still alive here. Bengi very low. Nice QE combo coming in. Kakao gets taken down. Ryu gets that kill. Piglet trying to get away from the fight. Good crescendo over the top from KT. Score chasing in. Ryu gets the double kill. That's what he's been looking for. Mafa flashes over the wall, tries to get away. Mandu trying to get in position to lock up Score. Can he get away though? What's the Valkyrie cooldown like? Score trying to get that kill into Faker. Has to give up, has to get taken down. And so 2 for 2 in the end, and Dragon survives the entire affair.
Well, that was a bit risky for the KT Bullets, and they were lucky to get out of it when they did. Score didn't have that much mana going into that fight, and by the end, he was just entirely out. No way that he was going to escape, and SK Telecom will turn this into a quick turret kill and increase that gold lead just a smidgen.
Yep, still a very even game, but now 2 turrets to 0 for SK Telecom. They denied that second dragon for KT. So far, SKT just a little bit in the lead in game number 1.
Well, we're about to see Dragon fight Redux, but Kakao, what was so successful for KT was Kakao and Insect being able to get into the back lines with their ult, and they're not going to have those available this time around.
Yeah, SKT setting up for a dragon.
Yeah, meanwhile, the shorter ult cooldowns on the champions from SK Telecom.
No, I wonder if, I think KT is just going to let this one go.
They have to let this go.
Yeah, Fizz is way across the side of the map, and they're just not in a position right now to fight that. I mean, Ryu still does not have that Lich Bane. Still waiting for that one.
And I think this is a smart decision. You want to farm up Ryu. He did have a big wave at that top turret.
Yeah.
And let him get some more gold. Let him get in a better position to carry. Score now has that Trinity Force as well. So
there we go. There's the Lich Bane.
He's got his first big ticket item. Piglet picking up that Blade of the Ruin King as well. So, but things should be a little more even. And there's where you see the 200% damage on that new Trinity Force with the Sheen proc really taking effect. Massive chunk out of Piglet right there in the trade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like KT just hit a big power spike between the Lich Bane, the Trinity Force.
The Aegis as well, very important now. Kakao.
Insect also has a Spirit Visage too, very tanky.
Once they get their ults back up, they may try and force a fight right here. That aura going to do a whole hell of a lot against SK Telecom's AoE. Coming out of Zyra, coming out of Gragas, coming out of Singed.
Absolutely. In the meantime, SKT with still a bit of a lead here in game number 1. Now, if we remember back to our finals a week ago, the KT Bullets did win game 1 and game 2 and ended up losing 3 in a row to lose the series. If SKT takes the first game this time around, I wonder what'll happen to the mentality for KT.
Well, KT's used to
That looks tasty.
having to come back. They already came back in the best of 5 in the quarterfinals of Champions Summer against Blaze. That's right. Come here, come to the Yongsan Esports Stadium and eat your chicken.
We allow food and drink.
It's a movie theater. You can go buy some popcorn.
Yeah, we haven't seen that as much lately. The fans that were doing that before must not be showing up right now. Maybe they're in school or something, because that was so smart. Go get like a bucket of popcorn from the movie theater down a couple of floors, and then come watch Champions. Perfect.
All right, well, Insect about to walk into Impact and Piglet.
He is, gets flipped immediately here. Taunts over the wall. Gets condemned on the other side of the wall. That was interesting. And Kakao. Yeah, everybody jumping over walls here. It's like a parkour festival in the jungle right now.
It's exactly how I would describe it.
That's right.
Well, you can see Insect, though, since he did get that Spirit Visage first, he's only really suited to split push against Singed, and that's why he's taking so much damage from Piglet on quite early here. That's going to be a problem. It really is limiting the KT Bullets' strategic options of how to deal with the pressure coming out of SK Telecom, because they only have certain favorable lane-to-lane matchups against the split push right now. And Insect has to be pretty much against Impact if he wants to be doing anything at this point.
Yeah. Well, a bit of passivity now from both teams. Playing it safe coming into this mid-game. And SKT, we'll see who makes the first move here. Have the bot versus bot once again. Both bottom turrets still up, actually, at this point.
And Kakao using that extra gold that he's got this game in order to buy an Oracle as well and start clearing out their own jungle. They've got to make sure that SK Telecom can't make rotations, because it's so easy for SK Telecom to either remove you from turrets with Gragas and Singed, flip you out from underneath, or simply dive them and tank all the turret hits with Singed, who's getting scarier and scarier, and have Vayne follow up and chase you down.
Yeah. Well, just farming going on, still in this bot lane. Piglet and Pooh, the 100-acre lane. It's Still trying to just wait for those opportunities. Bengi, though, is going to recall, looks like.
And for the KT Bullets, Zyra's a really dangerous pickup for Pumandu here, and it's one of the reasons why they did so well in the finals against the Bullets. I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen more of a priority on that ban, considering KT Bullets love to ban Zyra against Frost.
Yeah, I think they're kind of feeling each other out still at this point. I mean, it's been a week since they've played. There's been changes. I think KT and SKT just kind of want to gauge each other in this first game and just kind of see where each team is at and kind of make decisions from there.
Well, Impact goes back, picks up that Negatron cloak as well, so he's going to be pretty handily winning duels against Insect's Shen right now. Insect really needs a lot more HP in order to deal with this situation, and Impact pretty significant, pretty far ahead. As we can see, there's the Phosphorus Bomb taking a look at what scores leveled up. Pretty standard stuff. Phosphorus Bomb into Gatling Gun with that 1 point at Valkyrie.
Yep, makes sense. Really only need the Valkyrie for the escape initially. Throughout most of the game, actually. Big lead for Faker, still in that mid lane.
Yeah, Ryu has been able to do some decent farming, though, and he's at least starting to get some of these important items. He's starting to get that magic penetration, and Fizz is dangerous right now with that Lich Bane, even with only that Lich Bane, I should say, and will only get more dangerous as the AP starts to pile up. That Zhonya's Hourglass comes in next, which is critical for allowing Fizz to survive the burst, wait for his cooldowns to come off rotation, and then go into round 2. But Insect in trouble.
Yeah, they're trying to come in, try to condemn it against the wall. Didn't end up working. They got the flash. Insect on the run. There's the flip. They get him back out from under turret, and he goes down. A kill to Faker. Nice gank.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Well, Score trying to push up this.
Oh, there's the ultimate, a
Zyra
two-man ultimate.
up.
Crescendo over the top, though. Meanwhile, more fighting in that top lane. Ryu coming in, trying to get some kills. Piglet going down. They're not done yet. They're going after Impact now. Impact on the run. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Faker and Bengi coming in as well. Fights on both sides of the map right now. Bengi coming in, used that QE, doesn't have it right now. There's the shield. Comes in, a couple flashes. Cataclysm onto Bengi. Faker just out on the open, killing out Mappa. Killing out Mappa. I actually just said that. Score chasing him away. Is he going to be able to get? There's the flash. Gets it. Will he make it? A double Valkyrie coming in. And does he have the range? Can he do it? Does he have enough bombs loaded up? With that ultimate, there's the big bomb for the double kill.
A beautiful turnaround by Score right there to pick up the double. Incredibly impressive play. I thought Mappa shouldn't have used that flash earlier, but the turnaround
worked out.
Score and Mappa just playing that absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, knowing their limits. And that's the power, too, of the Trinity Force right now. It allows you to burst down people so quickly. And if you've got those rockets loaded up on Corki, you can just continually get those Sheen procs. He was out of auto range in the end for the final kill, of course. But before that, just taking huge chunks out. That gets up the dragon, and guess what? The Bullets are in the lead.
That's right, doing what Bullets do. And here we go. Let's watch that fight in the top lane.
Yeah, just absolute insanity, and that's what the Lich Bane will do. They start chasing Impact right here. Gets slowed up a little bit, but Ryu dashing in, and they are able eventually to deal with Impact right here. A few more flips and standing in poison, but it's just not enough to actually kill either Ryu or Kakao at this time, especially because, again, that was already finished. And here we go, right over, the Aegis was already finished, rather. Here we go, Score coming up, using that flash, getting the auto off, and then having those rockets, enough of them loaded up, saved up right here. Of course, not getting the Sheen. Rockets aren't on hit.
Yep, the big one in the end. An Impact coming in on a Ryu here. They do have Faker right there. They're going to come in, nice explosive cast, but it gets dodged. Shen coming in on top of Ryu. They're going to turn it around, but here comes Bengi. Can he save Faker? Ryu pursuing. They get it. It's going to be 1-for-1.
Yeah, big shutdown gold from Ryu there.
Yeah.
So that's going to help line Impact's wallet, but Score and Kakao, in the meantime, putting a lot of pressure on the spotlight. Only Piglet's there. This is a very dangerous situation for Piglet. He cannot afford to get locked down by Assault Battery and killed by Corki.
Yeah, underneath the turret isn't quite as safe as it used to be.
Well, and in that fight up there too, when they were trying to chase that Singed, that's the power of getting that early locket, that early Aegis on Kakao. Was he was able to mitigate a lot of that damage, even against a squishier assassin like Ryu's Fizz.
Yeah. Now the gold's still fairly even across the board. It's still 2-2 for turrets.
And look at that, we actually see some magic penetration coming down for Corki as well. So a little bit of an interesting build here from Score.
Yeah. You know, I'd have to imagine that would maybe help a little bit with those very early level phosphorus bombs for crazy lanes. I'd imagine that's the idea.
Power that up pretty significantly.
Yeah. And blue buff. Going to be taken by Ryu once again. Cal stands an award because, hey, it's kind of fun to do that sometimes.
Well, the KT Bullets doing a nice job of coming back in this one. We saw them down early in 2 games yesterday against Frost, but they just managed to grind out enough intelligent strategic decisions, enough intelligent rotations in order to pull the games back into their favor. And the games that they were losing early, they ended up winning quite decisively.
Well, I mean, I feel like from KT, we always just see good, solid fundamentals, you know, just really good decision-making, objective control, and all that. And if you don't give away a lot of kills to those playmaking type teams, you know, you're going to be able to come back. You're going to be able to enter into the late game with at least, you know, even, if not maybe even a little bit ahead.
Yeah. And I love this Fizz pick against the Gragas too. We've seen Ryu just be able to dodge those very critical explosive casks, because if they don't land on him, Vigor as Gragas doesn't have a lot of other tools to get rid of Fizz, to burst him down. He needs to hit with several abilities in order to be able to do that. And Ryu just so slippery.
Yeah, he's got that Zonia's as well now.
That's even worse, actually. And you know, the fact that Ryu is now able to come back into this game despite being outlaned and outplayed early on by Faker in order to collect these 2 very important items. I don't know if SK Telecom is going to be able to stop the KT Bullets anymore, simply because we have Ryu playing so well on Fizz over the last few days, and once he can survive that burst.
Whoa, Impact flipping Score here. He may be in a little bit of trouble. Impact getting chase Score on the poison, though. Needs to be very careful. Man, he went down really quickly from that.
Well, Impact also has Thorn Nails, so Score doing a lot of damage to himself right there, actually. And so turning that Trinity Force and that big burst damage you get, but SK Telecom's doing what we frequently see the Bullets do and try and sneak a Baron here.
Yeah, it seems like they know, though. Everybody from KT Bullets coming up, but it's a pick. They want to set up a fight here. There's Kakao, Ryu on the other side. The ward spots them, though. And there it is, Home Guard coming in. Oh, Impact not quite able to get the flip. Oh, actually forces a flash from Kakao. Shen coming in on the top of that. Shen, everybody jumping onto Piglet. He goes down very quickly, cleanses, tries to get away. Insect still chasing. They eventually take him down. Mandu, though. Oh, wow, Mandu did not last very long. Crescendo helps him seal the deal. And KT, what a fight for them. Valkyrie over the wall for Score. Bengi very, very low Score. There's a flash for the double kill again. 6, 1, and 3 already on Score, and they're going to go right into Baron.
Well, that was pretty much what I expected from that situation, given the big power spike we saw in Fizz from collecting that Sonya's Hourglass.
Right.
He took so long to kill, got a couple rotations of his abilities up right there, and the turnaround coming in. It was actually a lot of that too was SK Telecom not having a clear target for play calling. They ended up getting a little scattered, not really knowing what to do after the KT Bullets split apart right there as they tried to pick up Kakao. Kakao flashing over, Insect saying, hey, let me just ult right onto you. They're able to Vault Breaker into the back line right on top of Piglet and annihilate him instantly.
Yeah, well, that fight worked basically perfectly. Getting Vi and Shen back there immediately. Let's check that one out again.
Yeah, this was great at turnaround. So Kakao comes in, look at this. He gets right on top of Mandu and Piglet.
Yeah.
And Shen appears shortly after. And this also saves Assault Battery for right now. Stack the CC a little bit sloppy right there. But the cleanse comes down anyway. And at this point, you can see Fizz just chasing through the line, Score raining down missiles and autos from the outside. And Impact just having to try and deal with healing for Piglet because of how easily they engaged on that back line. If SK Telecom wants to win this game, they have to find a way to deal with this Vi and not put them in situations where Piglet is just going to die.
Yeah. Well, another Dragon as well for KT, and suddenly that gold lead is going to go up to about 5K in total after this Dragon goes down. And yeah, I feel like we're seeing a very similar situation to what we saw in a lot of games between the KT Bullets and CJ Frost yesterday.
They really do have the KT Bullets have a lot of composure and ability to come back in games. And yes, they were never really down that far, but they did chain lose a series of objectives there in the early mid-game.
Yeah.
And that can easily turn into a snowball once you get that kind of map control.
Well, this is what makes KT really, really scary, is if SK Telecom can't make those plays early and maintain that lead and extend it, then who can? I mean, this makes KTB, this game specifically, makes KTB look very scary right now.
Well, they got a couple pretty high priority picks in the first pick, Shen. You know, we do see the KT Bullets on that blue side, so they were able to grab that early. And then they also got Fizz, which Ryu has only just started playing this week since the finals. And they also got Vi, which is a champion that Bengi prioritized very heavily a week ago in these two teams' last best of 5. So
KT always one of the better teams at borrowing strategies from opponents after they see them. Very good at that. A little bit of a siege up in the top lane. And Score will just do some more damage to that turret. Yeah, looks like for now KT going to be content to ward up the enemy jungle.
And this is what we were talking about before the game, Noah, which is that these team styles. We see the outplays in lane early on from SK Telecom, but ultimately the KT Bullets better able at thinking. Wow, I'm really screwing this one up.
It's the end of the week, man.
Yeah, better at thinking on their feet, better at adapting on the fly, better at making good decisions in team fights.
Oh, hello. They pick up Mondu, and they're going to get him. No question about that. There's the flash. There's the Zyra ultimate. Doesn't help. Crescendo over the top. They do nearly catch Bengi. Score. Shen coming in on top of him. And meanwhile, Faker coming in. Nice explosive cast. Pushes Insect far away. Bengi does go down. 2 for 0 in favor of SKT, or in favor of KT, rather. SKT, KT. KT gets the turret, too.
Well, now the turrets aren't going to stop falling either, and this is the danger of this Fizz, the Lich Bane just allowing him to deal tremendous damage to towers.
Oh wow, look at how fast that goes down. And this inhibitor is going to be soon to follow. Nothing that SK Telecom can do about this right now.
I mean, this is the patch for the KT Bullets. They love the fast push. Lich Bane, the new Trinity Force. This allows you to push turrets even faster.
It's Trinity Infinity.
Trinity Infinity. Yeah, so this, coming into the night, I thought this would be a major factor in this series, and we can already see that taking hold here.
Well, I mean, scores 7-1 and 4 right now on Corki, and you know, way back, he was originally known as a very prominent Corki player, and I'm sure he's happy to be able to get that chance to play one of his favorite champions again.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Always a great Ezreal player as well, too.
Yeah, he has said Ezreal is his favorite champion, and also, he's now 60 CS up on Piglet. Remember, he started this game about 30 CS in the hole. So one of the major mistakes that SK Telecom has made is that they allowed Score to really free farm here. They were trying to create picks with Vayne, running her all over the map, and Score just sat in lane, farmed up, got kills when it was convenient, and then now he's got a ton of items and has that edge in terms of his itemization.
Yep. Turret for SK Telecom, but now they need to make these picks. They're too far behind to really fight effectively in a 5v5. They need to try to grab people, and there's Insect. They're going to give it a shot. Bengi, there's the slow. There's the knock-up. Insect trying to get away, gets flipped, doesn't get to taunt, gets stopped. There's the flash, but the Condemn is right there. Here comes Ryu, though, right on the Piglet. Oh, will he get away? Insect actually escaping the cleanse, though. Ooh, Piglet coming in, firing away at Insect, but now the entire team is here. There's Crescendo, Bengi over the top. Vi coming in with the body slam onto Faker. He needs to try to escape. Shen coming in to keep Score alive. There's the taunt, misses Impact. Mafa goes down, but they'll be able to get Impact because of it. Cacao.
And somehow Insect's still alive through all of that, and not only that, but he managed to snipe the kill onto Piglet with his Q as well. And really, that was all about Ryu. Now, SK Telecom, they know they're behind in this game. They're not going to be able to outduel them. They had to make a pick on the Shen, because if you make a play on any other lane, Shen shows up and ruins you.
Right.
So it was the right call for SK Telecom, but Ryu just comes in from the side. He's at the right place at the right time and manages to slow them enough in order to deal with that, flipping him the wrong way a little bit right there too. Yeah. But look at this, there's Chum the Waters coming in, and he immediately focuses down onto Piglet as well. Ryu tries to get out, pops that Sonia's Hourglass to weather the storm of the exhaust. Piglet already used that cleanse, and here he goes. There's a nice play by Maffa coming up. Good 3-man crescendo coming in and score. Popping through those bushes, getting the Gatling gun down. Wow. And look at that. He comes in. Insect used Stand United at the end to make sure Score can stay alive against this Thornmail singed. Mission accomplished.
You know, Piglet tried to health steal a little bit off the minions in lane after Insect dived into the bush in the bottom, and if he had chased after them, he might have been able to pick up that kill, even at that low health. It's a close call, though.
Really close team fight, though. And
Either way.
In this situation, you can hardly blame SKT1 for making that decision. It was the best tactical move against KT Bullet's team comp at this point in time.
And there's Baron, and KT going to take that. We'll see how unopposed it is. SK Telecom coming down. They may want to contest it. There's Chum the Waters just slowing up Impact a little bit. They'll get that Baron, no problem though.
Yeah, and this is going to be pretty much the end of this game, Noah, but
I
a
think so too,
fantastic
yeah.
back and forth game here between these two teams. And this is what we've come to, the caliber of game that we've come to expect from when these two telecommunications squads go head-to-head.
Well, I mean, this is really what esports looks like at the highest level a lot of times, too. It's a very back and forth, very close early in a mid-game, and then eventually somebody gets a lead, and it's so hard to knock someone out of that lead position at the highest level. And that's just what we saw today. There's another Dragon for KTB. Now with a 10K gold lead.
Yeah.
Way ahead, and 5 turrets to 3. Gold isn't everything, but
look at score this game, 36 minutes in. And you got to remember this guy was having such a hard time early.
Yeah.
And he somehow bounced back to 331 CS in 36 minutes, which, considering that he was down at the start of the game, is very impressive. 7-1-6, and his build is so terrifying. And Mikhail's Crucible also picked up by Maffa. Even Maffa is rich this game, 12 assists.
yeah.
So he'll be able to deal with some of that CC coming out of SK Telecom.
Well, SKT just trying to keep their lanes pushed back as best as they can, but between the Shen split push and the Baron-powered rest of the team, I think it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah,
the inhibitor did just respond, though.
Yeah, look at Kakao. Again, we've been talking a lot this game about how he got that early advantage, and he translated that into a Thornmail for himself now. So just trying to shut down Piglet. They know he's the primary threat. If they can survive that one rotation from Faker, they're probably good to go, and Vayne is the one they really have to worry about at that point. Even Insect starting to load up with the Trinity Force.
Yeah. Why not? Trinity Infinity.
Just allows you to split push even harder, as we're seeing right now.
Yep.
Gives you a lot more opportunity to take down towers quickly as the KT Bullets start poking around, trying to get some hits on this top lane inhibitor. Impact down in the bot lane.
Oh, we might have a bit of a fight here. We'll see. Damage coming in. There's Vi mixing it up. They really want to get this inhibitor again. Piglet coming in, trying to put some damage onto Kakao, but Kakao just way too durable right now. Just taking those auto attacks. There we go. Chum the Waters immediately kills Mondu. No ultimate from him. Or actually, no, he did barely get it off, I think. Meanwhile, Kakao is dead, gets into the back lines onto Faker and Bengi. Piglet with pretty good positioning here. Comes in to try to help out a bit. Insect, though, disrupting those backlines. Maffa still alive. Vi coming in. SK Telecom gets a couple kills, but Piglet eventually goes down. Kakao chasing away Bengi. And now Faker trapped by his turret. Double kill for Kakao. And that is going to be the end of the game. I don't see them coming back from that one.
Well, they do have Bengi, and they don't have a lot of damage left over. Kakao and Insect mostly built for tank, but Insect does have that sheen to poke a little bit harder. I'm a little bit surprised they're not shoving more onto this bottom turret, and yeah, there's the rotation coming in.
There we go. And so they should be able to get this bottom turret as well. Insect very safe here. Mondu coming down to try to be annoying. Bengi comes in with the combo.
They should
Just
really
knock
back
up on
off.
Kakao. Yeah, they're going to actually lose Kakao if they don't back off. And Insect coming back in. They really want it. They get it. They get the turret. Kakao gets locked up, though. Oh, wow. They are sticking around for a long time, but KT, they tend to do this. They do get a bit overly bold in the end, and it worked out this time, but we've seen some games where it's worked out.
We've seen them lose games because of doing things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they just had to be cautious there. They didn't have to all in that situation. They could have simply taken out Mondu and then moved on with their lives. But so they come in right here. Mondu finds himself on the outside, gets hit by that Chum the Waters, and look how much damage this does to him. Whoa! Zyra ult goes down. At this point, they have the opportunity to back off right here. Instead, they decide to go all in with the Shen ultimate, and they start taking a bunch of tower hits as well. They don't peel very well for Score either, and considering he's where a lot of their gold lead resides in terms of items. Once he goes down to that burst from Faker and the chase from Singed, a lot of their advantage vanishes with it.
Well, Piglet actually did have a pretty good fight that game, and maybe a little too late. Never mind, more fights going on. Bengi a bit wrapped up by Ryu's ultimate. Faker gets taken down by Score and Kakao. There's a double kill for Score already. Ultimate way deep onto Piglet. Kakao a little bit deep in enemy lines there. Gets out with the Vault Breaker. Ryu is there. All right, they're going to keep pushing. 2 kills already. Insect trying to defend. Well, trying to defend himself, I guess. And there goes another inhibitor. SK Telecom, even with Piglet up, is going to have a hard time stopping it. There's a crescendo. Immediately cleansed. Piglet gets out. Still more good positioning for him. But in the end, just not enough. Ryu helps Corky pick that one up, helps Score get it, and that is going to absolutely be the end of game number 1. There goes the Nexus turrets. There goes the Nexus, and the KT Bullets take game 1.
And styling in the fountain at the end, Ryu with the manner